Well, but I mean, but
that's what I mean. That's the set of logic behind when I say y'all have it coming. I mean, we all do have it coming, but some people have it coming way harder than say you or I do. I mean, you know what I'm saying? We ain't set up no freaking child trafficking ring. We ain't brought entire countries to ruin. You know what I'm saying? We haven't enslaved people. We haven't made a mockery of entire religions worldwide. You know, the serious shit.
well, I agree that we haven't done anything that extreme personally, but if we haven't, then you have to kind of take a step back and say, what have you done? Like, okay, if you're only going to say the big stuff, right? Like, we haven't created a child sex trafficking ring. Okay, I guess what I'm saying is that you have to take the small evils that we've done and put it in context to balance out the small goodness we've done, right? So, you know, you can say on one hand, yes, okay, somebody went out there and created a child sex trafficking ring, and then on the other, and on the same time, not that they're equal in value, but then you can say, well, that person probably has a lot of wealth and employs a lot of people and maybe donates to church, and you know, they do other things that are good. Now, I'm not trying to in any way validate it, but it goes back to, like, you know, Joyce Myers had said that if you ever have an opportunity to help someone, you also have the opportunity to hurt someone. And the more people you can help, the more people you can hurt, and vice versa. And so what I'm saying is that we can't say, well, I haven't created a child sex trafficking ring, so I'm not as bad as that person. But in the respect of the small evils and small injustices we do on a daily basis to one another, that is very impactful to other people's.
I mean, look, and this is just me speaking personally as Daniel, but like, I mean, we can call it my own personal hubris if you want to, but if you were to add up every single wrongdoing I've ever done in my life, I don't think any of that compares to the absolute horrificness of taking a child and raping them. Nothing that I've done added up all together over my 32 years of life adds up to that. And, you know, there's a certain truth to certain people. You gotta let God sort it out after the world has gotten rid of them. And, you know, the fact of the matter is, the evil villains, okay, I mean, I'm kind of at a place right now where I can say, like, you know, execution isn't necessarily the right way to go, because there's always a chance that you could be wrong, right? But I tell you what, there's a certain level of evil where, like, absolutely excommunicated from society. I wouldn't be opposed to picking an island, you know what I'm saying, out in the sea and dumping those people out there and putting a blockade around to make sure that nobody gets off. You know, people like that who would, you know, kill kids and or abuse kids and torture them. And, you know, I understand that we all do our wrongs, and, you know, those all have to be weighed in context, but context suggests subjectivity, and there are just some things that are objectively always worse than other things.
Well, of course, but it's funny that people and that individuals say, okay, me and my world, you know, we always compare our wrongdoings to people who've really messed it up, right? So, you know, what about, you know, the other people that are like us that haven't created child sex trafficking rings, right? Because we're talking about, you know, evil.
We're talking about, right. And
Right, and
it's
so-
easiest to illustrate this most extreme.
Right.
Right.
But if you were to compare, like take, your neighbors or people you work with, and then look at the small evils you've done compared to somebody else that like in your bubble, and then those small evils can grow in magnitude as to what you've done. I mean, what about, like, is it evil to have a sexually transmitted disease and have unprotected sex with someone? Is that an evil thing to do? Does that?
Knowing you have it, yes, it's wrong, definitely.
Yeah.